Hello everyone and welcome to Q Course 511. Let's look at the installation part for the materials required for this course. Hopefully you have joined the Discord server and checked out the installation channel. On clicking the GitLab link given in the channel, you should be redirected to this GitLab repo. First, we're going to download this repo either using the zip method or just cloning it to our repository. I'm going to click on the zip file. So once we have downloaded this zip file, we have to extract this zip file into one of the easily accessible directories. And by easily accessible, I mean one of the directories that are easily open in the C directory. That's either your downloads, documents, or your desktop. So I'm going to extract it to desktop and let's just check out our new directory. So here you can see you have a number of folders and there is an installation PDF here. Let's refer to the installation PDF for any further instructions. You can always fall back to this PDF for any installation. So as you can see, we first need to install Anaconda. So we recommend Anaconda because it's a straightforward option and does install most of the required file in a few clicks. So I'm going to click on this link in the repo and I will be redirected to this Anaconda website. Now you can select whichever platform you are on. Currently I'm on Windows, so 64-bit Windows, and so I'm going to download this Windows file, and we just have to wait for the download to finish. It will depend on your internet connection, so let's just wait for our download to finish, and I guess my download is almost done. So right now we'll just click on the downloaded file here. So let's just wait for it to finalize. Yeah, the open file. We will be greeted with this setup prompt. So what we have to do is just click on next. You can check out the license agreement, and if you agree to it, click on I agree. Then you can just install for yourself or all users, depends on you, but usually it's good if you install for just yourself. And then you can select the directory where you have to install. Usually I keep everything on its default settings, and that's it. You just keep on clicking next. I'm not going to click next because I've already installed Anaconda in my system and it would be just a double install. So I'm going to click cancel, but you can definitely check out the PDF. You have the screen grabs for wherever you have to go, and let's now set up our Anaconda environment. So we recommend to set up a separate environment for each of your library installed so as to not cause any dependency conflicts, and Anaconda gives you a very easy way to do it. So the way to do it is basically go and search for your Anaconda navigator. Once when you open your Anaconda navigator, and it does take a while to open up your Anaconda navigator depending on your system, so as you can see it's initializing, we will be able to create a separate environment for this course. So all your installations related to this course will be confined to that and will not interfere with any other material or any other projects which you might be doing in your real life. So as you can see, Anaconda Navigator has loaded up. So let's start with making a new environment. This is your base environment. As you can see, there are a lot of stuff installed, but I want a fresh, new, clean environment, right? So I'm going to click on environments here, and here's the create option. When you click on the create option, you have to give a name to your environment. So since this is Q Course 511, I'm going to name it as Q Course 511. You can give it any name of your choice. Just remember the name which you're giving for this environment and click on create. You click on create, it will start creating your environment. So this does take a while depending on your system. Let's just wait for the environment to be created. And remember, this is the root directory, the root environment, which has so many libraries installed. But if you see the Q Course one, which will be loading in a moment, there are just very few libraries that are already installed, right? So let's set it up with Jupyter Notebook now. Okay, so to set it up with Jupyter Notebook, you click on this home button and then make sure that your drop down is selected to Q Course 511. Now search for Jupyter Notebook here, and don't worry, you might not see all these options in your system. I have my system configured in a little bit of a different way, and search for Jupyter Notebook and click on this install button. Now when you click on this install button, it is going to automatically install the Jupyter Notebook which is required for running our setup, right? So let's just wait for it to install it. It does take a while depending on your system. As you can see, it's loading packages right now. But it's kind of hassle free if you ask me. So if you see here, when you see this blue launch button, it usually means that your Jupyter notebook is installed. So now you have two options. You can either click on the launch button here to launch Jupyter notebook, or I'm going to show another way for you to launch. Okay, another quick thing which we forgot is the PowerShell prompt. Just scroll down and search for the PowerShell prompt and click on the install button, and it should already be installed, right? So let's just look at another way to start up Jupyter notebook. So you can go and click on start and click on Anaconda. Here you can search for your QCourse PowerShell prompt. So I have a lot of environments here, but for you it should be pretty much easy. So in front of here I have clicked on QCourse 511. So now when you get this PowerShell prompt, all you have to do is type in Jupyter notebook. So Jupyter and click on enter. Now you can see a Jupyter server has spawned up. Remember, it's very important not to close this terminal down. If you close this down, you're gonna the Jupyter server is gonna crash. So it's pretty important. So if you remember, we had extracted in desktop. So click on desktop and click on Bronze Cascade Master. And here let's check out the before workshop notebook. So we are now going to install Qiskit and all the required libraries for it, right? So let's click on Qiskit installation and test. When you click on this, you will spawn up a new notebook here. So a new notebook instance, and you can just see this notebook here. So these code blocks are basically your Jupyter cells. You have your text cells and you have your code blocks, and to run this code you just have to click on either run here, or you can have shift plus enter. And as you can see, when you're running this cell basically checks if you're Qiskit or not. You're getting an attribute error. This is don't worry, it's basically expected because you might not have Qiskit installed on your system, right? So let's proceed to install Qiskit. If you are getting an output out of this, then you have Qiskit installed, right? If you're not getting the module not error. So let's just see how to install Qiskit. So to install Qiskit, we're gonna scroll down to this cell and we're gonna run this cell. And you click on run. You have to wait for a while. Basically, it's gonna download the Qiskit files and then kind of install this. You have another option to also install this using the Anaconda prompt. So you can directly type in pip install Qiskit visualization. So your exclamation pip is like a Jupyter magic command, which is restricted to Jupyter. So as you can see, it has installed Qiskit. So you can ignore warnings. Warning is not an issue. And let's check out if it has installed. So if you go back here now, okay, so sometimes it may not work, so you have to click on kernel and you can just restart the kernel. You click on this restart prompt and the kernel should be restarted now. So once the kernel is restarted, you can choose to run the cell again, and no need to run this installation cell again because you have already installed. And as you can see, now you have an output. You can ignore these last three. These are like the separate modules for specific applications offered by Qiskit, and we are not really installing this because we're not really covering this in our current bronze QBronze material, but we have to make sure that these are installed. So as you can see that it's kind of installed right now. So now let us test whether it works or not. So let's scroll down and execute a sample program. So this is a sample Qiskit program. Do not worry and do not be intimidated by this. Everything will be covered and all this will be easy by the end of bronze Qiskit, right? So just click on run, or I click on shift enter, and you can see the execution of the cell was completed. Now let's test if the circuit draw works. You can click on shift enter and the circuit is basically made here. So if you do not see your circuit being drawn, so please let us know in the installation channel, or if you have any problems while installing, you can message in the installation sub channel in Discord anytime, and we'll be there to help you out, right? So the next cell also, if you want to execute, you can. Basically it passes on to a backend and gets you a result. So As you can see, that's also working. So that's it. So our installation is complete for bronze and we should be good to go. So now you can explore bronze. You can click on the start and just look through the notebooks as you wish, and all the best for the course. And that's it from the installation side. Thank you.